Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today we're going to be talking about the fact that zombie crates are in Infinite Warfare Zombies, and I know exactly what they are, and I'm going to be explaining it for all of you today. But first of all, I wanted to let you know that I've got a bit of a rodent problem in my house right now. There's some weird noise that I can't quite figure out. I mean, it's got a weird sort of mating call as well, which sounds a little bit like this. What is that?
That's my snake mating call, Milo.
Oh my god.
That's...
Okay, see ya. That was the snake in my house that's just been creeping around and I can't catch the damn thing. Pest control don't know what to do. It's an epidemic, I swear. But there are zombie crates in Infinite Warfare Zombies. The reason we know this is that in the Infinite Warfare Zombies live stream that Infinity Ward did, they showed for a very brief moment of time, just like 1 second, the menu of the game, and it said zombie crates. Nobody knows what they are. People have been saying, are they supply drops? Are they something else entirely? Are they related to the different maps that we're going to be able to play? What are they? And I'm going to be explaining it all today. The reason I know all this stuff is that at CoD BO3 2016, I had the chance to interview Lee Ross, the Associate Project Director for Infinite Warfare Zombies, at a press roundtable. So there were several members of the press, and then there was me. And I was the only YouTuber, and so I wanted to ask some questions that would be really relevant to you guys, to my audience, so that the hardcore community were represented, rather than it just being like general media impressions. And one of the questions I asked was about the loot system and about this mystery sort of zombie crate that we're seeing in the menus that they've shown here. Now, Lee's response to me talked a little bit about the Fate and Fortune system and a little bit about how that's going to play in with the loot system, okay? So the first thing I want to say before I jump into Lee's answer, because I think that Lee's answer is really useful to hear and it really clarifies a lot about what is going on. But before I do that, I want to say that Call of Duty, or Activision, whichever you want to call it, gave a load of YouTubers these boxes right here, okay? These boxes, as you can see, I'm just going to turn the camera around right now, say Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Zombies on them. Do not open until clock hits 0. Now, in my opinion, there is a good chance that this thing right here is a zombies crate. Why? Well, it's a crate, and it says zombies on it. Pretty good reasoning if you ask me. So that is most likely going to be a zombies crate. I had to take this thing through an airport. It was not easy at all. It was very difficult, in fact, but that is probably what a zombies crate is. The reason being, it says zombies, it's a crate, okay? But the actual use of these things in-game is as follows. Lee basically said that the idea is that in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, you have a similar system to Gobblegum, except this time it's Fate and Fortune. So your classic Gobblegums that you would have had in Black Ops 3 are instead now going to be your Fate cards. So they are always available to you, you can never run out of them or anything like that, and you unlock them as you progress through the levels. So just like with the classic Gobblegums, for example, you might get your alchemical antithesis a little later into the progression, but you might start off with some really basic ones like your, I can't even remember the names of them right now, but whichever one lets you get ammo out of your clip and all of those things, they're the basic ones that you start off with, and then you earn more as you rank up. So they're the classics, they're the Fate cards, and then the Fortune cards are basically the megas. So in Black Ops 3 we had Divinium, we used the Divinium by buying, I guess, COD points or by earning them in-game through your regular playing, and then use the Divinium to get the Mega Gobblegums by spinning in Dr. Monty's factory, and we can presume that a similar system is going to be in place here because Lee says, he says the following, it feels tremendous to get that superhero vibe for a short while. This is talking about the Mega Gobblegums, or in this, the Fortune cards, okay? And he says, we do want to encourage people to go out and get those loot variants of those cards, so that's basically the ones that you get from using Divinium, or using whatever the Divinium equivalent is in Infinite Warfare Zombies. And then he says they're going to offer short bursts of really awesome experiences that you wouldn't see otherwise, and you'll earn some of them through your progression, but you'll earn others through that Divinium system, whatever it might be in Black Ops 3. So the zombie crates that you're seeing in the menus here is just the Gobblegum equivalent of basically spinning for Gobblegums in Infinite Warfare Zombies. Now, I followed up with Activision several times to check if you could earn all of those loot variants of the Fortune cards through regular playing, so by grinding for keys like you do in multiplayer, for example, that sort of thing. And they confirmed that yes, if you grind for long enough and that sort of thing, you will be able to earn enough of these zombie crates and get, if you get lucky, those loot variants of the fortune cards. So it's not 100% microtransaction only, it's basically the same system as Black Ops 3, except this time it's Fate and Fortune cards instead of Gobblegum. Okay, so I wanted to clear that up because I have been basically sitting on that information for a while. It hasn't really been relevant until now, so I figured that now would be a good time, but I've gone back and forth with Activision a lot on this because I've heard from them several times about their microtransaction system in this game, and each time it's been kind of a bit too early to say if that's going to be the way it works for the final build. Now it is definitely the way it works in the final build, and it basically sounds exactly the same as Black Ops 3. Gobblegum in Black Ops 3 kind of made perks irrelevant, which was a shame because obviously perks are still useful, but if you can just get Perkaholic, then it kind of changes the way you play completely, and that grind just isn't there anymore. So I think the Gobblegums were an interesting addition to Black Ops 3, but the basics of that system are 100% in Infinite Warfare Zombies as well, and they're just manifesting themselves as Fate and Fortune cards this time, which we'll be getting through these zombie crates, most likely. Okay, so I've been MrRoflWaffles. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hopefully this has clarified your confusion about those zombies crates, because a lot of people were tweeting me about it, and nobody knew what they were. But thanks for watching, like I've said. Leave a like if you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.